What's up, guys? I'm back. I'm in the kitchen. I have already been working in here with my daughters, but I decided to turn on the camera and take you guys along with me. I am feeling great. Thank you guys for being understanding in my last video about taking a break. Feeling better and still busy, but the break was much needed. I am in the kitchen because I am using these Marlar bags from Wallaby Foods because we got a big bag. Let me turn you around and show you. I got this big bag of dog biscuit treats from Costco the other day, and when we opened them, I thought they were going to be like individually packed. Well, not individually, but just not all stacked in there open. I didn't know if they could go stale, but I didn't want them to, and I definitely wanted to get rid of the box, so I decided to individually portion them, or not individually, but portion them into these bags with the help of Nehemiah, so that we could just open one bag at a time if we wanted to give our dogs, since we have 6 dogs, so one bag should last a reasonable amount of time before we have to open a new bag, and that way we just keep them fresh, because I didn't want them to turn, you know, get wet or moisture. We do live in South Carolina and the humidity here is really, really bad. And so I just wanted to keep them fresh as long as possible. So I decided that I was going to do this, and it just looks better on the shelf than having the big box open where our cats can get in it or anything like that. I'm sure these would have been just fine on the shelf, but like I said, they were open and there's like lots of humidity in the air, and I didn't want them to get, you know, soggy or stale. So I just wanted to clean up a bit my pantry and my shelving that has a lot of storage. I wanted to do this before I go grocery shopping again because I kind of got out of hand. I've been in the kitchen, like I said, with my girls working on decluttering our pantry, and we had a lot of open bags and just needed to refill bags. Right now I'm putting sugar inside of this Mylar bag. These are 1 gallon Mylar bags, and then I'm going to zip or tie this with an oxygen absorber and seal it. We did refill Anaya refilled our 1 gallon glass jar that we use for everyday use. And that's just what I'm going to be doing today, is reorganizing and cleaning up the kitchen. On this top shelf right here is where I store all of my baking ingredients, dry ingredients, stuff like that. But some of them, so I have like these eggs that I dehydrated. I also have one right here, and then I have another one back there. So instead, I'm going to take the ones that are in jars like this. This is dehydrated eggs, and I'm going to have my daughters put them in the Mylar bags, and then we're going to store them in the Marlar bags, because in the Marlar bags, they would be able to use them up to, you know, 20, 30 years, whereas on my shelf, even though I have an oxygen absorber in them, oh my goodness, hold on, I was about to drop this glass. So I have an oxygen absorber in them. They would just last much better in the Mylar bags, and for much longer time is what I'm trying to say. And then I still have the one right here, and I'm going to just put all of them inside gallon size Marlar bags. I just thought about that. Maybe I won't put them all in Marlar gallon size bags. I do have some smaller bags that are like this small. Maybe I'll put some in here, because I don't want to put them all in the gallon size Marlar bags. I feel like I didn't explain that well. The reason why I didn't want to put them all in gallon size Marlar bags was because when I go to open them, you only use 3 tablespoons of egg powder with 3 tablespoons of water to make 1 egg. And if I open a whole gallon size bag and, you know, I'm just using this in like a baking, as like a dry baking eggs, or if I just need to scramble eggs and our chickens weren't laying, I don't think that we would go through a gallon size bag. And so I did want to have some options. And then also, if I wanted to give some away, I just wanted to not put myself in a box by putting them all in a gallon size bag. So I think I ended up doing 6 of the quart size bags and then 2 gallon size bags, and I think that would be a better option than just putting them all in gallon size bags. you can see right there, I also did some sugar that I had left over, and that should last indefinitely in there. I had been storing all of my bulk ingredients inside of 5-gallon with the Gamma Seal lids, but when we refill our containers on our shelves with the 1-gallon glass containers that we use, sometimes my kids forget to screw back on the Gamma Seal, and that kind of defeats the purpose of having them in there. And then, you know, I see one time there were bugs inside of our sugar, and so this way is just a better option for us. I know I could be checking on those things, but I'm not really good at following up with my children when they're baking in the kitchen and stuff. And so I just felt very safe putting them in these bags, knowing that they'll be safe and sound, and then we can just refill our 1-gallon jars in the kitchen when we need to with these bags, and it's just a much better option for us. I was very grateful for my girls' help today because this was a lot. We were redoing, like I said, a whole pantry and dry storage area because it was just had lots of jars all over the place and very unorganized from when I first started, and so I wanted to kind of get it back under control. Another reason why I wanted to go ahead and do this is because the 3 Rivers Challenge is coming up soon in a couple months, and I want to be ready with my food storage on using up these dry ingredients and the bulk ingredients before we get into next gardening season. And so I wanted to go ahead, straighten everything up, get everything situated, and so that I could better organize and see what I have on hand and what I need to use. And so most of these things, or some of these things that I am, you know, putting away right now, I would hope that when the 3 Rivers Challenge come, I would be ready to restock and, you know, be able to open some of these bags, and we can look at it together and see how it was holding up inside of these bags, and that would be really fun to see. This is my first time using these bags, but I've watched other people's videos where they've used these bags, and I do have a freeze dryer, and I had just been putting them inside my freeze dry foods inside the glass jars with oxygen absorbers, but that is for a short shelf. That's like a short stable for like 1 year. It's not for long-term options, and so this is just a better option for long-term food storage, like these freeze-dried eggs. Mostly all of the freeze-dried that I do is for short-term, like bananas and fruits and stuff like that, that my kids just enjoy as snacks. But these eggs last spring, we had up to, when I went on vacation, I came back and my kids were sick, and so no one was really eating eggs, and we had about 80 eggs. And so this is where these eggs came from May is when I freeze dried them, I believe. In the last 3 Rivers Challenge, I did use some of these freeze-dried eggs inside of a recipe. It was a collaboration in February where I made zucchini muffins using freeze-dried zucchini, freeze-dried eggs, freeze-dried milk, I think. It was basically just to show me using all of my freeze-dried ingredients and like what I do with them. And so hopefully this year I can maybe make something different, like pancakes, or just make regular eggs and do a taste test with my family to see if they know the difference between a fresh scrambled egg and a freeze-dried scrambled egg. I've seen videos, fun videos like that, and people can't really tell. So it would be fun to see if my family could tell the difference, and just to bring you guys along with us and show you how that looks as well. Later today, my girls have a tumbling class, and so I am trying to get this done before we have to leave the house. But I think we're making good time on getting everything done before we have to leave. So I just found this jar of comfrey and I'm going to have Nail put it in this Marlar bag. Now you can just pick it up. My comfrey right now inside the garden is exploding. I'm going to have to do another batch of dried comfrey before the winter comes and kills it. I don't remember. I planted that comfrey last winter, so I don't, maybe I did. I don't remember if it dies with the cold. If you guys know if comfrey dies with the cold, definitely let me know. But so comfrey would be considered like dry, like tea, and it says here that it can last for 20 to 30 years. And it came with this little, the Wallaby bag came with this little guide. So down here it tells you that sugar, which I did put, sugar would be indefinitely. And then I also have Anaya doing some whole wheat flour. They have unbleached flour 5 to 10 years. They have white flour 10 to 20 years. They have beans 10 to 20 years. So yeah. So I'm not going to seal this one yet because I still have more room in it, but I am going to close it because I have more comfrey in the garden. Like I said, that I need to dehydrate, so I am going to label it. But then I'm going to go have to harvest that comfrey, dehydrate it, and then I'll fill up the rest of this. And then that's when I'll seal it closed. But now I have another bag of comfrey and it's sealed here. I don't know if you can see, but we have about 8 jars in the sink that we're gonna have to clean, and my shelving, let's see. So now I'm missing those eggs. I'm probably gonna go do the same thing. This is dehydrated goat milk. I didn't mean dehydrated. That is freeze-dried goat milk, where we were producing a lot of goat milk and didn't drink it in time, and so I freeze-dried it. So I'm probably going to go ahead and put those in Marlar bags as well, so I can free those jars up. But I'm so happy with the amount of jars that so we have those 4 in the sink, and then we wash those. So doing a complete kitchen pantry declutter clean with me. So now you can see it's definitely a big difference here that I've taken out some stuff. I didn't get to the goat milk, but the goat milk should be fine. I was freeze drying the goat milk and thinking that I wanted to actually use it in a recipe to make goat milk soap. If you guys ever used freeze-dried milk, goat milk, to make goat milk soap, definitely let me know. But now this is what my shelving's looking like. We did do some gluten-free oats. We have eggs. We have the dog treats. We have whole wheat flour. We have some sugar back here. And then I also, this is all comfrey right here, and one of it is rose. This is the one that I didn't seal yet. And then all of my extra mason jars, canning equipment, and then there's also some stuff to make soap down here. And so these are my 5-gallon buckets with the Gamma Seal lid right now. The only thing that's in them is I do have some noodles, and then 3 of them is filled with beans. I think 2 is pinto and 1's black beans. I'm gonna have to save that for another day, but next I want to rehydrate some of the black beans and get some of those canned, because I have no more canned beans, and every time I've been wanting beans, I don't want to wait to, you know, cook them from scratch because they're dry beans and I don't have any more canned beans. But thank you guys for hanging out with me today while my first day back to YouTube, and I will see you guys again soon.